John, where do you see this club in terms of a club that went 9-0-1 before, maybe losing 5 of the next 6, and finding the happy medium as to how this team can compete on a consistent basis?
Yeah, I think, when we got back together yesterday and kind of assess where things are at, I think there's been a lot of good, obviously, since Sheldon's come in. But I think no question we know what our reality is, the importance each and every game is, and the consistency that we need, the areas we have to clean up, and the areas we've been really strong in. So obviously a lot of urgency, and the importance of that consistency is really obviously evident with where we're at now.
What's the biggest thing that Jake Muzzin brings back to this lineup?
I think just his all-around game. I think he competes extremely hard each and every shift, every night. I think we know his leadership qualities and what he brings in our locker room, and the accountability he brings to the group. So, he just does so many things well in all 3 zones. Just sets a great tone for us with the fire that he plays with, how competitive he is, and just knowing what it takes, especially when games are tough or tight hockey games, he always seems to elevate.
You mentioned urgency, I guess maybe immediacy. 33 games a sprint now when you look at the overall scope of an entire season?
Yeah, no question. I think with where we sit and with where things are at and the teams that we're battling with and are around us, they're playing really good hockey, finding their game and keep getting results. So it's not going to get any easier. It's only going to get harder, and each and every point, each and every game matters, and it'll be a battle right until the end. So we had a good chance to regroup last week and know that we have to be a lot better. But we've done a lot of good things, and obviously we got a great opportunity to go on a good run here and play our type of game and give us the opportunity that you want to work for, and that's play for the Stanley Cup.
Just talking with John, Mitch, about where this club can be, 9-0-1 at one point, and then losing 5 of the next 6. Is it protecting the puck in terms of being better defensively and then fueling what you guys can do in transition the other way? How do you break it all down in the last 33 games here?
I think when we're going well, we're not turning over the puck as much as possible. With what we do offensively and stuff, there are going to be turnovers, and we know that, but I think it's just making sure that when those turnovers happen, we're getting back, we're trying to get above it. But making sure at the same time we're not getting too risky with it, and I think that's what's been happening here recently is we've been trying to do too much with it, and it's been costing us.
What do you think Jake brings to the lineup in his return?
A lot. He kills for us. He's a big guy out there that shuts down the other team's usual best line, and he's a guy that I think physically intimidates people. He's a guy that can line up hits, and I think kind of getting people's heads about if they want to make a pass or not. So he'll bring back a lot for our team, and it's good to have him.
Sheldon described him as kind of the conscience of the group. What's his voice like around you guys?
It's massive. Yeah, he's done that long haul and he's won it, so he knows what it takes, and he's a big piece of this team, like I said. So having him back out there is going to be huge for us.
Priska, what does it tell you about maybe negating the impact of a Roman Josi and how he feeds their offense?
It's a guy that can really, I think, take the puck by himself all the way up the ice and make a play out of it. So you got to watch when he's out there. You got to make sure that, like I said, we're staying above him. We're not trying to cheat for offense and stay below the goal line. And you got to make sure when he's out there, he can make plays out there. And you got to make sure that we're being careful with that puck and not trying too many crazy things.
I was talking with the guys about the identity of this hockey team, given what we saw at one stretch and then what we saw leading into the break. How can the Leafs get back to where they were on a basically consistent basis, playing well defensively and obviously getting to do what they do offensively?
Yeah, I think we had a good meeting yesterday, and I think that we understand where we're at in the standings. We know that it's going to be a dogfight coming down the stretch, but we went over some of the things we've done really well offensively, and we don't want to lose any of that, but we realize that we've got to shore things up a little bit defensively, and it's just a mentality thing. I think that it's competitiveness, attention to detail, and just bringing it every day and having pride in that side of the game as well. And so I think that if we can shore up some of that and get back to how we're producing offensively, we're going to be a tough team to handle.
Is there a challenge managing the puck when this club is wide open in transition as they are and maybe prone to the odd turnover?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have the puck a lot of the game, you're going to turn it over, and if you're trying to make plays off the rush, for sure, there's going to be turnovers. But I think that it's limiting those, and then when they do happen, making sure that we're not giving up 2-on-1s the other way or odd man rushes the other way. I think that there's a responsibility on the puck carrier, but there's a responsibility on the other guys around the ice to realize when the right time to jump into the play is and when the right time isn't, and just being able to limit those mistakes against and some of those quality mistakes against is big for us.
I had to do the numbers looking at the game notes. You know, you're there for the short period, but basically gone for 28 games. How have you managed that mentally, knowing that this is really a first in your career?
Yeah, I mean, it was really hard, and I think it's I just took it day by day, and that's kind of all you can do in that situation. But I mean, it was a long time, and I'm really excited to get back tonight.
Yeah, and the opportunity to play healthy, how important is that, knowing you're going to be able to play the game the way you like to play it, get in first and do what you do in the corners?
For sure. I like to think of myself as having a physical edge to my game, so, you know, just feeling good, having my body feel right will definitely be advantageous for me to play the way I want to play.
How do you like the way you compliment your line mates in Goat and Jason and what they do and what you can do to make them better?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of big skilled guys. I was joking with them yesterday about, you know, we were talking about puck possession and said, yeah, we're just 3 big guys. No one can knock us off the puck down there. So, yeah, I'm excited. And, I mean, 2 good players have been playing well.
Pre-scout, what does it tell you in terms of Pekka Rinne? I know he shut out this club twice last year. They only had 40 shots on him. But he's a big man in terms of taking his eyes away. How difficult might that be in the time that you guys are going to get to play here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's important that you got to get in front of him and limit the way he can see the puck. He is big, so if he knows where the puck is, it's going to be tough. I think we got to get him moving side to side, all that kind of stuff you got to do against an elite goalie.
I don't want to use a Jekyll and Hyde sort of comparison, but what's your club's identity here from what we saw earlier on when you started compared to what we saw just prior to the All-Star break, and how's tonight an important start to get to where you want to be consistently?
Well, we've had a couple of games that have really gotten away on us that I think it'll give you a different perspective on our team, but we don't think that's necessarily reflective of where we're at. I mean, you know, as a team, everybody's got more to give here, more to offer from forwards, defense, goaltending. Everybody can be better to not let those types of games get away on us, but you know, we've been in a lot of games here. We've won a lot of games as well. You know, it's on us to really show which team that we are. We like to think that the one that we've shown over the greater sample is more reflective of what we're capable of.
What do you like about how Jake and Justin were playing before Jake went down?
Oh, they were just feeding off each other very well in terms of Halsey's ability to use his skating and his speed to defend the neutral zone and also to help us break out and get the puck moving up the ice. And then Muzz's positioning, his competitiveness, his intelligence, his experience, all those types of things to be able to play against good players and just really kind of help our structure fall into place and be in good spots when they're out there.
You said yesterday Jake was the conscience of the team in some ways. Can you kind of expand on what you mean by that and how important a voice like that is to have in the room?
Well, he's first of all, he's got a great perspective, which I think comes from his experience that he's got in the league in all different situations. You know, winning a Stanley Cup, of course, being the most significant, but he's been through a lot in his career. And then also just the type of player that he is. He's a real honest player, works hard, he's competitive and physical, and all those things give him the confidence to speak up. And I think that's really the big part of it, is just the confidence that he has, whether it's to communicate with the coaching staff or communicate with his players. You got a pretty good feel for what he's thinking, and you trust it. And he's really only concerned about putting himself in his best position to succeed, and then our team in position to succeed. And there's no better example for that to me than just the fact that, I mean, he was playing in the American Hockey League this week just to get himself ready to play, and not many players would do that, and it's because he's not really concerned about his ego or any other stuff other than just doing what's best to get himself ready.